please consider supporting the show on Patreon. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Winter's coming.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome back to Winter is Coming!
Our first look at an Action Force Christmas story was a bit of a downer, so let's see if things are more cheerful in this one as we take a look at Action Force issue 43, Sleigh Ride. See, it's written S-L-A-Y. I'm sure that bodes well.
Santa's sleigh.
I hate children.
It's the most wonderful time of the year!
Only we're not gonna look at the entire issue, just the first story, Silent Night. That's because the other two stories in it are reprints of the regular American Joe comic and the Special Mission series respectively. For Action Force, they cut issues from the American comics into pieces and serialized them. Issue 43 as part 1 of the Special Missions issue 5, Showdown, and part 2 of the regular series issue 43. Another coincidence, both are 43. Crossroads. This part is where candy dies, so Merry frickin' Christmas indeed!
Since I've already covered both of these, there's no point in going into them here.
That only leaves us with the Action Force original story, Silent Night. I have no idea why they didn't just go for Sleigh Ride again here. The cover shows Footloose on a polar battle bear driving away from an explosion, firing a rocket, so we know it's not gonna be a merry little Christmas. And sure enough, the opening page shows explosions on Christmas Eve in the Arctic Circle. Footloose and Frostbite are under attack by snow serpents on ferrets.
You know, we're all so used to G.I.Joe names that it barely registered with me that it sounds so silly when you say it out loud.
The Joes figure they themselves are the target since there's nothing of value at the base. They bravely run away to the garage, I guess, but rather than escape, they break out the Snowcat and Battle Bear. But despite their now superior firepower, the Snowcat still ends up being hit and Frostbite getting injured. Maybe he shouldn't have been driving with the canopy open. Actually, it looks like it wasn't even there in this panel, yet we see it here.
Yeah, I might have some notes regarding the artwork later.
Anyway, the Snow Serpent goes in for the kill, but Footloose stops him by using the RPG launcher on his gun. A feature the actual toy doesn't have, it's a regular M16. The figure did come with a rocket launcher, but I don't mind them simplifying it here so he doesn't have to lug around two weapons. Footloose contemplates letting the guy die, but that would make him nothing more than a murderer, so he throws him lifeline. Throws him a lifeline. The Snow Serpent asks why he saved him since he wouldn't have returned the favor, but that's why they're the good guys. And besides, it's Christmas, so goodwill to all men, even cobras.
Aww.
And the story ends with our heroes enjoying their Christmas dinner. MREs of turkey, stuffing, and Brussels sprouts, plus bars of plum pudding.
Yum.
Hey, I hope they share some of that with the Snow Serpent, 'tis the season and all. And I hope they dried his clothes because otherwise he'd still die. And that was Sleigh Ride, or Silent Night if you prefer. It was only 5 pages long.
So it was short and sweet. That's what she said.
In fact, it was so short that we don't really find out why the Joes, or Action Forcers I guess, were patrolling there or why Cobra decided they needed attacking. Still, it was a nice little Christmas tale, and the holiday was a far bigger part of it than our last outing, Destro and Flynn's Bogus Journey, where it's barely mentioned despite the story being almost 3 times as long. I have just one problem with this issue: the artwork.
Told you I'd have notes.
For one thing, talk about being bare bones. Sure, you can still tell it's a Snowcat and Battle Bear, but the designs are so simplified.
And wrong.
I mentioned the disappearing canopy, but the Battle Bear is missing pretty much everything. No guns, just one rocket that's the wrong color, and not even the handlebar, even though that's on the cover. Plus, the characters are pretty off-model too. Take a look at the shot of Frostbite. It's like they confused him with Quinn.
Oh, I said the K word, and you know what that means? One more time!
You'll not see nothing like the mighty wind.
And what's up with these facial expressions? They look pretty weird to me. Also, the Snow Serpents have the wrong mask color, and even their uniforms change colors from one panel to the next. All of this isn't helped by the fact that the other two stories in this issue are just reprints from the American ones, with superior artwork. So yeah, story good, art bad.
And that was it. We've covered everything worth covering. Yeah, okay, there's one more thing.
One thing I haven't mentioned yet because I've been trying to ignore it. The cover. It's pretty weird. 1/3 of it has two characters on a sled being bombarded with snowballs by Santa.
This deserves at least some explanation before we're done.
You see, the Action Force comic had another unique feature. A one-page comedy comic called Combat Colin. Accidental alliteration on my part. It's about a wannabe British soldier, and he also appeared in the UK Transformers comic as a backup strip. Here, our hero is upset that he hasn't gotten any prezzies.
That's presents for you Americans.
Yeah, he didn't get any Christmas presents. His sidekick, Semi-Automatic Steve, informs him nobody has gotten prezzies.
Oh my god, there's a comedy sidekick called Steve. My cup runneth over.
It appears Santa has gone mad and is attacking people with a snowball cannon. They want to take him out with their combat sledge, which looks like a regular sledge to me, but accidentally hit the brakes and careen into Santa as part of a huge snowball, revealing it's not good old Saint Nick, but a spy sent to discredit him. Why? By who? Hell if I know. I'm not prepared to do a deep dive into the lore of Combat Colin, okay? Anyway, with the real deal 2 days to do his job, Colin, much like Ernest, vows to save Christmas, but he just gets stuck in a chimney. The end.
That was weird and very British, but kinda fun.
And that really is it for this review. Starting next year, I think I'll delve into a bit more of the Action Force comic, as it was quite fun to do this month. There's one more review to come this year, and it'll be a toy review coming out on Christmas Eve, day. The last video of the year, coming out on the 31st, will be a look forward to what 2025 will bring, as well as showing off the toys I got in December, and a bit of a Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.
You will not see nothing like the mighty wind.
Wait a minute. Combat Colin? Those initials, they're CC. Just like Cobra Commander. We're through the looking glass here, people. This is huge. Okay, maybe not.